Hey guys, 7th here, coming at you with another 10-minute taste. Only today, you're getting the bonus plan, because I like this game so much, I'm going to talk about it till I run out of things to say. So we're probably going to hit the 20-minute mark with this one. This is Rogue Legacy, and I downloaded it yesterday for free off PSN Plus. If you have a PSN Plus account, I highly recommend you go download it, and download it right now. Because if you are like me and you love the old 8-bit style, especially Metroidvania style games, this is definitely the game for you. Now, why is it called Rogue Legacy? Because it has several roguelike elements in it. Now, what does roguelike mean? Well, we've discussed that before. Roguelike is a certain type of RPG that is named roguelike because the first game that was ever like it was called Rogue. Basically, the dungeons are randomly generated, and when you die, you have to start all over in a new dungeon, only you get to keep certain aspects of whatever you have earned in your playthrough. In this case, you earn all the equipment, you keep all the equipment you've unlocked, you keep all the magic and runes that you've unlocked, and you keep all of the level ups, like what you see right here, that you have unlocked from character to character. And the gist here is that when you die, you're not starting over with the same character. You're playing as one of your descendants, your genetic descendants. And one of the funny things that goes along with that is that when you pick out your new character, you have to deal with whatever kind of genetic anomalies might be there. So you may have someone who is colorblind, so the level is black and white. You may have someone who has a fear of chickens, and so when a chicken appears, he goes running for the hills and you've got to destroy it. You've got guys that have vertigo, so when they get into the level, everything is upside down. You've got guys that suffer from insanity, so they'll go into areas where they see enemies that aren't really there and they can't attack them. They leave the room, come back, enemy is gone. And also, you have different classes. And the thing that's so cool about this game is that the classes greatly affect the way the game is played. Not only from the genetic side of it, like for example, this particular character suffers from gigantism, and that's why they're so huge. This makes it to where you have less room to jump over things, you're easier to get hit, you're a bigger target and whatnot. But when it comes to the classes, it really changes up how you play. I mean, you've got a mage, which mages have more magic power, but are pretty weak when it comes to melee attacks. You've got the barbarians, which they have the most life and one of the most powerful attacks. You've got paladins, which they're kind of similar to a barbarian, only they also have a shield. You've got knaves, which they can be upgraded to be assassins. You've got miners, and miners are pretty weak, but they get more gold pickups, which of course you need as much gold as you can find when running through, trying to buy up all the power-ups that you need. And my favorite class, that's not all the classes, there's also one called Lich, which you can upgrade to be the Lich King. And basically, with those guys, the more enemies you kill, the bigger your life bar is. So you start out weak, but if you're avoiding your enemies pretty well, you can get strong. But my favorite class is the Shinobi class, which can be upgraded to the Hokage. And the reason that I like it, he's weaker by far than the other classes as far as the health meter goes. But his power is, or her power, is a lot stronger than what the other classes give you. So you lose health, but you gain attack power, and you gain speed. He's one of the fastest ones in the game, and what it does is it gives it this real Ninja Gaiden feel to the gameplay. And you're going to see me play with a Hokage here in a minute. Right now I'm playing, I think, with an oversized barbarian. Now each class also has special abilities. A barbarian has a shout that knocks all your enemies away. The knaves, when they become an assassin, can turn into mist. Every one of them has their own special power that they can use. And you've got so many different options as far as like weaponry and whatnot. Of course, you have to find them first, because you have to find the blueprints for these weapons so you can take them to your blacksmith and get him to build them for you. Same thing with runes. When you find a rune, now there was a giant eyeball boss in there, and I beat him earlier this morning. I've been playing this game since I downloaded it last night. I put that much into it. That's why I'm already... I'll level up to level 50 here in a minute in this footage. But it's just so addicting. It's really got that Metroidvania thing. When I pull up the map, you'll see what I'm talking about. It looks like a map straight out of a Metroid game or Castlevania Symphony of the Night. It's really got that vibe to it, too. Yes, it's got a little bit more of a cutesy look to it, but once you start playing it, the controls are so smooth, and the timing of the jumping, the attacking, the hit detection, it is so fucking tight. You're not going to care what it looks like. If you're a fan of side-scrollers like I am from that period of time, the 8-bit and 16-bit era, my God, you have got to play this shit. So far, right now, I'm doing fairly good with this class. I don't particularly care for this one, but I'm not really looking to move farther into the map at this point. Right now, I'm just farming for gold to increase my attack power and increase my defense. I also recently unlocked the ability to increase the armor ratio, so I'm going to do that. And another thing, when you die, early in the game, when you die, there's a Archon, or the Angel of Death or whatever, who guards the gate to the castle, and he won't let you in unless you give him whatever gold is left over from the last time you died. But eventually you unlock this thing that you can power up, where each time you power it up, he takes 10% less of your money than he did before. Once you max that out, he only takes half of your money, and you get to keep the rest, which makes it a lot easier to save up for those more expensive items that you're trying to get. You can also find power-ups that will increase how much gold you get per coin, and you can keep doing that not only with that power-up, but there's also items that you can equip, runes and what have you, that will do that as well, and they're stackable. So you can stack up to 5 of a kind, because you've got 5 different rune slots for each piece of equipment. Your helmet, your cape, your weapon, your chest plate, and something else. I can't remember which one. But there's 5 there's 5 slots in total, and if you have, for example, 5 of the increase your golds, then you can stack all of them in there for 5 times the effect to really pile up on the gold. So another thing is just figuring out what your goal is for this particular playthrough, and equipping everything that you need relevant to the goal you're trying to get to. So if you're trying to do the boss level, then you've got areas that you can't reach, maybe you want to equip the ability that gives you flight, and maybe you want to stack them so you can fly a longer distance. Or if there's something that you can't get to with a double jump, stack your double jump so you can do 3. That kind of thing. So once again, this time I've picked the Hakugi, and I'm going to pick out what I want here. And as you can see, I've unlocked a lot of stuff already. There's the trophy for getting level 50, so I just hit that. And as you can see, he's smaller. He's not as big in stature. And this particular one, he has some kind of a genetic thing where he has no fear. And because he has no fear, he has no need of knowing, or is that a she? He or she has no fear, and hence has no need to know how much life is left on your life bar. So the life bar is empty because he or she does not care whether he has any life left or not. Now, how cool is that? So I'm just going through and equipping some additional equipment here and seeing what I've got, what I've found. And of course, once you find it, the blueprint, then you have to pay a fee to unlock it, and then you can equip it. You also have to keep track of how heavy you are, because you do have a weight limit. I just earned another trophy there, probably for equipping 5 different things in all the slots. And here's the different slots that you've got, and you can equip 1 rune for each. And then I'm just going to go over here and double check something real quick, now that I know how much money I've got left. Okay, so I gave myself more health, which of course you can't see right now because this character has no fear. And we're going in. Now watch the difference in gameplay. Watch how fast this is compared to the way I was playing it before. It's straight up Ninja Gaiden or Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Now, although the speed is more like Ninja Gaiden than it is Symphony of the Night here, because he moves a lot like Ryu from Ninja Gaiden as far as his speed. And like I said before, he doesn't have as much health as the Barbarian class. The Barbarian class has more health than any of them, but the amount of speed and the power that you've got where you're able to pretty much one-hit kill just about anything except for bosses and mini-bosses, it just totally changes the dynamic of the play compared to how I was playing it before. And it also seems to have an effect on how accurate your jumping and everything is too, as far as the speed of the platforming and that kind of thing. It's just night and day compared to the other class. And I've already got the double jump enabled, so you can see that. And the hit detection works a lot better, so there's a lot less of the effect of turning to attack an enemy, but instead of attacking them, you just bump into them and take damage. That doesn't happen quite as much with the Hokage there. I don't know if that's intentional or if it's just that I'm altering my playstyle when I play with this class so I don't do it as much. I'm actually surprised that I was doing as well with this class, all things considered, because I haven't been playing this kind of platforming type gameplay in a good while. So I'm kind of out of the habit of playing like this. And I was really surprised by how it just kind of felt like putting on an old comfortable pair of shoes type of deal, because I just kind of slipped right back into the old strategies and styles that I had before. Now that time my weapon button didn't register that I pressed the attack button there. Happens every now and again, but I don't think it's the game. Might have just been that my controller was starting to get weak. Okay, I'm not ready to go in there yet, so yeah, let's just go back. Now, I think after you beat this section, probably the next one that you want to tackle as far as, like, what your level and everything is. Now, see, look at that. Looks like straight out of Symphony of the Night. Probably the next area you'd want to tackle after this is the Enchanted Forest. I have gotten to the boss of that one, and it's a giant, floating, glowing skull. And I got him, first time I got to him, I got him well past the halfway mark on his life bar. And I wasn't expecting to find him when I did. Now, see this shit right here? You have to unlock that chest, you got to kill all the enemies, but the enemies are in a spot where you can't get to them. I'm assuming that there's like a power-up or something, an ability that one of the classes has that I haven't picked up on yet that allows you to do that. Maybe it's the dash attack, because I do have a dash capability, but I don't use it because I've got currently an ability that gives me extra money earned for every coin that I pick up. That's why I'm getting 13 for each coin instead of 10 like you normally would. Look at that. It's smooth as silk. And one thing that's kind of funny is that if you're not liking the musical track that's on there, if you happen across a jukebox, you can change the musical track to whatever one that you like, and it'll let you cycle through all the different music tracks of the game. And what I was using was this one that was called Pusan or Puyan or something like that, and it has this real kind of upbeat, peppy Japanese 8-bit sound to it that just totally doesn't match what's going on screen, and the juxtaposition of that was cracking me up. So that was the one I was using. I'm not sure which one I'm using here. Probably just the default. But as you can see, the controls wise, it's very responsive and it's very accurate. With this class, because of how fast you go, you can get a little bit ahead of yourself. I'm doing a lot better with it now than I was the first time I played it. But like the second or third time, like I say, I just kind of slipped into that old 8-bit mode, and it was a lot more smooth sailing. Oh, he got me! Now again, you know, she had that defect, so you couldn't see how much life she had left, and so I wasn't aware of the fact that I was as close to death as I was. Now let's see, what are we going to go with this time? And you see, it'll tell you whatever kind of deformities they have, whatever kind of issues they have, and you know, sometimes it's an actual deformity, and sometimes it's just something like, you know, is very good at this, is very good at that. Every now and again you'll get that they're gay, and it'll say, you know, she likes the women or he likes the men, that kind of thing. So it doesn't really change the way the character plays at all. It's just like a personality trait that it lists, I guess. But I'm sure there's a lot of them that I haven't even seen yet. So I don't know. I can't stress to you how fucking addictive this game is once you get started playing it. Like I said, I downloaded it probably around 12 or 1 in the morning last night, and I played it for several hours, and then took a little nap because I work third shift, so I'm up during the night anyway. And I took a little power nap for about an hour, got up, and turned it back on and played it for several hours after that. This footage that you're watching right here, I recorded this just about 15 minutes ago. So this is fresh, very fresh footage. And as you can see here, there's another instance where I probably need something that I don't have yet, like the flight option. And I just need to save up to unlock it. Then you've got these journals that tell a little bit of the story of your ancestors that have been coming to this castle trying to complete their quest, and there's a trophy for finding all the journals. This game has a platinum trophy. Whether it's going to be a highly earned platinum trophy, I don't know, because roguelikes aren't exactly known for their for being overly easy. And one of the trophies I noticed was beating the whole game while only dying 15 times. And I'm guessing that there's a trick to that as far as like picking the certain things for your power-ups, picking the right ones in the certain order, so that by the time you get to your 15th, you have just what you need, that if you're good enough, you can get past everything. But there are some levels in here where there's literally so much stuff coming at you on screen, it's almost like playing a bullet hell shoot 'em up. Some of the bosses just spew hundreds of orbs at you in various rotating patterns, and you have to learn that pattern to keep from getting hit. Meanwhile, they're spawning little mini characters that are also shooting shit at you. And so, yeah, it's 8/16-bit through and through. But anyway, I think that's going to about cover it on this one. Like I say, if you like 8-bit, if you loved the old Metroid, you loved Ninja Gaiden, you loved Mega Man, if you like those kind of games, and especially if you liked Castlevania Symphony of the Night, that kind of thing, this is the game for you. I mean, if I had known that this game was as good as it is back when it first came out, I would have paid the price for it. I wouldn't have just sat around and waited for it to hit PSN Plus, because it's definitely worth the buy. I can see myself treating this as just kind of my go-to game where I want to play something but I don't really know what I'm in the mood for. This will end up being the game where I can just kind of turn the brain off and just mine for gold, you know what I'm saying? It's that kind of game. It's the kind of game where you'll sit down to play an hour session and the next thing you know, several hours have gone by. It's addictive as fuck. You're gonna love it. It's a fantastic game. Can't recommend it highly enough. Tomorrow we got another Redneck Retro review coming up. Until then, guys, happy playing. This is 7th.